Hey everyone, this is Dean for Paranormal Pickers. Just getting ready for our next Paranormal Picker adventure. Come on, join me.
Hey everyone, Dean Woolery here. Welcome to the Wheel of Fortune. Tarot comes to town. Wheel of Fortune card, pretty detailed. You can kind of see the happy to the sad. I mean, if that ain't a creepy picture, I don't know what is. The Wheel of Fortune. Couldn't be Pat Sajak. I had to be Dean Woolery. He was the original. So I had to do that. So right now I'm riding solo. Don't know where my partner in crime is at the moment. But I am riding strong here on lack of sleep. So we'll see what happens here. Hopefully he joins in. So Wheel of Fortune real quick. It's all about change and destiny and fortune, of obviously fortune. Good luck. The end of troubles in sight. And moving ahead for better or worse. So you're always moving. You got to accept the bad and the good sometimes. And we all do daily, or some of us do. Some of us can't take it. They go on TV and complain about it all the time. But I won't get on that soapbox. So, hello, everyone. Hope you're keeping up with all the ghost shows in October. I started the one that I've been watching is the Butte, Montana, the Devil's Perch one. I'm finding that interesting. Uh, it's it's kind of like there's an end. They know it's an end, so they're building up dramatically. So it's kind of interesting to see how that transpired. But it gives you good ideas, and that's why everyone got into TV or ghost hunting, watching TV at first. Some of us were already involved in that by reading and uh, accepting the fact that there are ghosts when you were younger. But me, I got interested into it about 16. I know I was driving and captured what I thought was a EVP on a radio, or on a tape cassette, but it was actually something else. It was one of my friends whispering, and they denied it. So, uh, come ghost hunting season or ghost hunting TV, and started watching that, and I found it interesting. Found the recordings, everything that they did was cool, and but I had to be the one that goes out there and see for myself. So that's why I've been doing it ever since. Uh, we could probably pick apart TV shows and see how much is real and what's not. But still, the fact that they're out there doing it is cool. Couple news. Yes, last week during the show, Wednesday, September 28th, as we were doing a show. I don't know if you're familiar with Coolio, but Coolio passed away. I believe he was like 59 years old. And then today, Loretta Lynn passed away, and she was 90, I believe. And hey, Ron. And yeah, the Loretta Lynn actually, Laura and I was driving through Kentucky, and we came across Loretta Lynn's uh, home, Hurricane something. It's called Hurricane something. Let me find out this real quick. It's haunted. It's been on some haunted shows too. Loretta Lynn, Hurricane Mills. So we'll we'll bring up a story when it's Bell Witch time uh, about driving through Hurricane Mills and the fun trip that was. GPS was kind of turning us around, and it it was crazy. Every time you turned around, you were back on the same street apparently, and I had to backtrack and get to the main road, and you kind of have to go around through like a campground or something like that. But and then they had all these cars out there because they were doing motocross stuff. But yeah, that was a fun trip. Uh, yeah, so Loretta Lynn and Coolio died last week. Loretta Lynn died today. So I'm not sure how this show's gonna go. I was waiting on Nick here. Don't know where he's at. Hopefully he's all right. But Wednesday of this, I got some sad news. Wednesday at 6:48 p.m. One of my first girlfriends that I dated at 16. She was 55 years old, and she was struck and killed by a car in Geneva Wednesday night. So as I was coming home to do the show, she was struck and killed and died from injuries, multiple injuries that I read. And I didn't learn about it until Friday morning. Thursday, I did my thing and tried calling her that night. No answer. So woke up in the morning and I saw her Facebook page with posts about her passing, and I kind of didn't know what to do at that moment. So Friday was not a good day for me, learning passing of a friend, dear friend, close friend. She just got off of work. She was walking across the street, and she loved her job and loved her work family and loved her real family, and she basically dedicated her life to family. So it's a sad loss out there. But getting by. So thanks for all your well wishes out there that has come my way. So one of the Wheel of Fortunes is basically we were going to spin the wheel and see what comes up. Got some funny, interesting stories regarding lab stuff, but especially with the wheel of meat. We actually have a wheel of meat at the lodge down there in Sycamore, and for meat raffles, I guess. So we'll talk about that if we can, if Nick comes on. Halloween house tour. This is a story with Tim and I back many, many, many years ago. When he lived in Elgin, I lived in Carroll Stream. This is funny. And St. Charles? No, Elgin? St. Charles, I think. St. Charles, Geneva area. Ironically enough. They were having a Halloween decoration party. And each house was supposed to be decorated for Halloween, and you were supposed to vote on them online or something like that. So Tim and I and one other person was driving around, and we kept seeing all these houses. Well, one of them we went up there, and they had all the big statues out there, the big guys like Freddy Krueger, Michael Myers, Halloween, Chainsaw Massacre guy. They had all the big guys out there in the front yard, and they had a haunted house indoors. So this guy came up in costume, was yelling at the window. He's like, "Hey, come on in, check out the haunted house, and it's free." And the way he said it, we just started laughing. So till this day, we still say anytime someone says it's free, we always refer back to that Halloween haunted house. To answer your question, Ron, no, we don't have a guest. Actually, I don't have a co-host either. So until further notice, I don't know. But if you want to jump on, I'll send you a link. Yeah, Ron, come on board. Join me. You're always in the back there. Here, let me get the message. I got a messenger. If you're interested, just click on the link. We could chit chat for a while. Not wrong with that. Wheel of Fortune. And it's free. There you go. So I just messaged your Facebook. Click on, join me in the studio here, and I'll bring you on, man. So the other part of this Halloween tour, there was one house that just had stuff in the driveway. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It would look cool. But there was this girl dressed up like the rain girl. And every time you looked up, she was gone and somewhere else in the yard. I mean, she was that good. Like you kind of like try to catch her, but then you get sidetracked and then she goes away and appears somewhere else. And you're like, what the hell, man? It was driving me crazy. Driving me crazy. So I was like, man. So, and then down around the corner there was a house. They had a pirate ship, a giant pirate ship out front. And I told the people we were with, said, when we drive by there, just roll down the window and said, "Arr!" That was fun. So we did, and of course, everyone stopped talking, and they looked at us, and they did the same thing. Arr! Fun times. That was a while ago, but I still remember because that was a fun trip. Just around the neighborhood, down in Geneva. If Nick comes out, we could talk about his card reading. So I've been clearing out some storage lockers lately, and been finding a lot of clothes with tags on it. A lot of Chicago Bears stuff. Movie review, book review, TV show review. No, I already reviewed the Devil's Perch. I was watching, I think Ghost Hunters just came out with a new one in the Pensacola Lighthouse. And they had Chris Williams come back, Amy Bruin, Dave, of course, and Steve. And can't think of his name. I don't want to say Andy because Andy was that other guy. Damn it. I'm not good with paracelebrities. So I really am horrible with names. I used to be good, but then I got older. Don't get older. One of the books I found in, see if Ron comes on there or anyone else for that matter. I think I'm alone tonight. But anyway, I'll move stuff around here so I can get situated. I'm running out of space. So the stack of books that I found in one of the lockers actually had Nostradamus, 2003 to 2025, A History of the Future. There you go. By Peter Lorre. So, it looks like there was some kind of a, oh yeah, look at that. Drop everything coupon. Maple White Mocha. Seattle's best coffee. Nostradamus. What's up, Mike? Old school buddies on there. Just waiting for Nick. I don't see him coming on here, so I don't know. So I did have something today. Let me pull my, where did I put that now? I know I just had it. There we go. Ryan's going to bed soon. Can't stay up. All right, buddy. Thanks for joining, though. Or thanks for watching. So really, it's just kind of like it's probably just going to be a short-lived show here. See what happens, because I got stuff to do tomorrow, so I doubt we'll have one on Wednesday. So one of the things I found in talking to people, just hanging out, and they always tell us ghost stories. And one of the ladies from the Moose, Maria, she's from the Philippines, and she told me about the Centelmo. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a fire spirit. And she said that when she was 6 years old, her and her brother would be walking in this area, and this one guy on the farm was struck and killed by lightning. And I guess if you're killed by lightning, you turn into this Centelmo, this fire spirit. And it's kind of like a ghost rider in a sense. Your head's flaming, your flame, basically. And if you come across it, it will chase you across the field. And she said when they got by the spot where the lightning crashed one day, they started seeing this flame shoot across the field towards them, getting larger each time it jumped. So they, of course, ran, and they finally got home, and the mom came out and kind of like fought it back. I don't know. There's some certain things that you have to do. And one of the things that I read was you have to reverse your clothing. So you have to take off your shirt and reverse your shirt and wear it inside out. So, what? So that's the Sentinel fire spirit. And then she said that the fire went back into where it started, where the tree was. So I found that interesting. And I also found in Philippine lore is they call the Capre, Kapre, and this is kind of creepy in the way how it sounds, but it's or the definition of this thing. It's a filthy, dark giant who likes to smoke huge rolls of cigars, and it hides within the large trees, atop the large trees. So it's at the top of the trees, smoking these large rolls of cigars. And they refer to it as the Filipino Bigfoot. It scares away little children who play at night. And if you're out playing at night and you find yourself stuck in one place and you keep going in circles, that means you're influenced by one of these capris. And to escape it, you have to remove your shirt and wear it inside out. Kind of reverse the confusion, I guess. So that was another one I found. And then another one was Dilla, Dila, twice. This Philippine spirit, this one's kind of creepy, in just a sense. Dilla is a spirit in the form of a tongue, which slides down through the bamboo flooring and licks its victims to death. Dilla, a giant tongue licking the victim to its death. So those are a few things that I found in the Philippines. There's quite a few more. Now let me see if I got anybody interested here. Nope. And so I also read there are ways to reverse a curse. If you ever come across a curse, or if you are cursed, there's taking a bath in sea salt and baking soda, just a couple drops here and there, and kind of spinning and doing some cleansing spell. Same thing with smudging your energy, You could use, of course, sage is the big popular one. Selenite is another one. I remember Victoria saying that she duct taped selenite on her back and it improved it. So there you go. Her pains in her back. Of course, it all relates to a cleansing spell, so you have to do a cleansing spell as well. Also, burning of a candle in a bowl of water, preferably a black candle. And then when it's said and done, you take the candle and break it in half, and then you bury it. And that could break the curse or reverse the curse. And then also there's a mirror box. Just make a mirror box, I guess, and trap it into the mirror box, the curse. So a lot of different things out there that, do we need to be aware of? I don't know. Do you feel that you're cursed? You may want to research those. If you feel that you're cursed out there in ghost hunting land, I guess that's probably, we have the opportunity to be cursed more than anybody, I guess, unless you're a politician or something like that. Or something like that. So that was the Philippines. Some interesting books that I found in the locker a long time ago was Portable Darkness, Aleister Crowley reader. Now this guy, he's pointing at me. I don't know if I like him pointing at me. But Portable Darkness, his receipt, the guy's receipt was in the bag from Borders. So on April 25th, he purchased this book for $16.95, along with a Q line item for $4.99 and a magazine, it looks like, for $5.99. Total $27.93 plus Illinois tax equals to $29.69. Cash $40, change due 10/31 or Halloween. And the receipt was bookmarked on page 207 on the Deluge Labellum. What does that mean? Good question. It's actually, I thought I had written that down there. So a lot of the stuff in Portable Darkness is his practices of Kabbalah and magic, spelled M-A-G-I-C-K, yoga and magic, sex and magic, magic and law, magic and lies, geometry, and numerology, astrology, myth, glimpse, yoga, and linguistics. I know I butchered that one. Hey, Laura, are you going to jump on? Laura says she's finally on. I'm still looking for Nick. If you want to join in and talk ghosts, we could do that. So that was one of the books that I found, and there was quite a few more. Another one was another Aleister Crowley book. This one's a big one. And that one actually had a bookmarker of $1 million. That's right, folks. $1 million. But it's fake. Confessions of Aleister Crowley. It was on pages 280, 281. Nothing really big, but, just to get an idea, if you're not familiar with Aleister Crowley, just to get an idea of his self-portrait and his signature. There you go. You can see what the A resembles, and that's him right there, yeah. This is Yeah. The Confessions of. So there you go. That's a couple of the books that one of this guy had. Again, with the Nostradamus. Um, Life Unworthy of Life was another one by James M. Glass. It's basically about the Holocaust. The Holocaust was supported by most Germans because they were convinced that Jews represented a mortal threat to the nation. So it kind of goes into a theory of all these different things. So that's another book this guy had. And if the Pleiadian Agenda, the new cosmology for the Age of Light by this author right there, Barbara Hand Clow. Liquid Light of Sex, Rainbow Bridge. So a lot of different reading this guy had. And this is just 4 of a stack of books. And when I say stack, I mean like probably 100. So, hey, Laura. So, yeah, Loretta Lynn passed away. I don't know if you read about that, but I did bring up the fact that we drove through Loretta Lynn's area and Hurricane Mills down there. I think it's Tennessee. Not, I said Kentucky earlier, but it's Tennessee. Another thing, too, I was talking about at the Moose and people bringing up some topics. Again, this is Wheel of Fortune, so anything goes here. Yeah, the Loretta Lynn house is haunted. McHenry crime, I remember as a kid, like in 1988, there was this Richard Church guy who murdered his girlfriend's parents. And someone reminded me that it was in Woodstock, right down the street here, not too far from me. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I thought it was Marengo for some reason. I couldn't remember. And then they were telling me some other stories about things happening in the area. So I'll have to get that together and make a good episode about haunted McHenry County, I guess. But I have some other ideas, too, that I want to put together. For future stuff, But another thing, too, is the schools, the old schoolhouses around here. And there was one that is kind of kept under secret. It's from the Hawthorne School. It's still there, but it is like American Legion or VFW now. But there was a movie actually based off of that. Called Cast the First Stone. And I guess this teacher was abusing students, and then she went on vacation, and then during the vacation she picked up a hitchhiker and she got pregnant, and she came back to the school and they were going to fire her, and then she sued them and she won like a class action lawsuit, got like $3 million or something like that. Moved to Texas and then actually ended up dying at the age of 50-something. I don't know how long after that was, but Cast the First Stone. But her name is Ekman, or Ekman, Eckmann. But yeah, it was just out of the blue when you're researching the schools in the area. Of course, we lived in the old Alden schoolhouse, so we went around and checked out all the old schoolhouses like Greenwood School, Holcombeville School, Limestone School. And the Holcombeville School, actually, Laura, you and I were there, and I did capture a little voice. Let me see if it can come.
Oh, my phone was muted.
All right. Laura's leaving her fingerprints on the doorknobs here. Laura's leaving her fingerprints on the door. So this is a. You hear a couple of things in the background. I don't know if you heard the audio before. Okay. All right. So yeah. So this is at Holcombville School. This is Laura and I walking around the school. You couldn't get in. It's locked, obviously. And I had my recorder going, and you can hear like something in the background. You can hear traffic. It's just me and Laura out there. There's no one out there. No voices. At the end, you'll hear a kid's voice. Laura's leaving her fingerprints on the doorknobs here. There's something there. She's Laura saying torn curtains. Another voice. Getting closer. Getting closer. And that was the capture. And I think it's the little girl that says, "Let's play. Let's play." You know? Oops. There was nobody around. Laura didn't make that noise. I didn't make that noise. So I'm going to plug my headset back in. All right. Am I muted? All right. So yeah, pretty wild. I mean, just going out there, spur of the moment. I could probably bring up a picture of that. But that's one of the things I want to get the. Wow, that's wild. All my screens just went crazy. There we go. Present screen. So yeah. And I believe we were on the other side when we captured that. And you can see it's like out in the middle of nowhere. There's a field here. There's a house all the way in the back. And there was nobody there. And the busy road was kind of where I was standing. The road was behind me. So to get that capture, hey, Nick, how's it going? You can see I'm wearing my radium hat. Nick, we got to get a date for us to come on and do our show here. So I'll talk to you later about that. If I was ready, we could have done it tonight. So another picture I could bring up. So there's Holcombville School. Yeah, so Laura, Laura and I did the research on the schools, and one day we took a 3-hour tour. We went to go see all these different schoolhouses in McHenry County. The Hawthorne one, that looks like a modern school. The other ones were kind of like one-room schoolhouses. The next one was Limestone School, and that one had that one they do presentations and stuff at, but nothing was captured there. It was actually called the Pringle School. Let me bring up that here. During the summer of 1867. Limestone quarry from the old stone quarry west of Marengo was used in its construction. Pringle School was attended by children of the Scottish settlers who lived along River Road and came to the area in the late 1830s. Enrollment between 1870 and the 1940s fluctuated from 10 to 25 students. Changing demographics, the decline and disappearance of family farms and the move towards school consolidation brought an end to the country schools. In 2002, the McHenry County Historical Society acquired the site to be preserved as a historic tribute to country schools and the rural communities they served. There you go. Try to read it like a documentarist. What are you holding down here, Laura? What's going on here? Laura. I'm going to send you a link if you want to come on and join. Understand if you don't. Wheel of Fortune Day, so anyone's welcome. Don't get mad at me. There you go. That's the side of the wall. Side of the schoolhouse there. What's this here? Oh, there you go. Laura's gonna be like, don't be showing pictures of me. But there she is, pumping the water. So there you go. Really did. Gotta always know there's a camera nearby. Yeah, that's the schoolhouse there. Oh my God, she says. All right. Let's see. Greenwood School actually is a single-family home now. And I think this was like the last one we got to because it was really dark. Nope, there you are standing in front of it too. See, you were posing, so don't give me the oh my God stuff. But yeah, that's a nice property. You see the sunset. Well, not a sunset because that was. Oh, that's a lamp. That's a lamp because that's east. But right behind here's like the high school or the school back here, and then like Galt Airport's not too far from there too. So it's in Greenwood. And there's an old country store that I think they just closed their doors too. So yeah, that was like a 3-hour tour of all the different homes. There's a Cold Spring home. Yeah, here's another one. Some of these we couldn't get into because of them being private residence. So here's another one. That's the Cold Spring School out in Bull Valley, I want to say. I think the Holcomville one is Bull Valley too. Let's look at the bell tower. And of course, Alden Schoolhouse, where I lived. Didn't need got permission to go on that one. What's the other one? Standard School. Somehow I don't remember this one. I think this one was this one was after the limestone, and there was really no way to get to. I think we just did a drive-by. Oh, that's bad to say. Drive-by camera shoot, I should say. Standard School District 108. So yeah, that's kind of interesting shape, right? Look at that, how convenient. It's Halloween time. Pretty cool. So again, McHenry schools first schoolhouses there. That was a fun trip. Back to this Hawthorne one, they had a bunch of, watch the story called Cast the First Stone. It's about based off the true story. I think her sister sold the rights to Hollywood. But when we went there, this is the what's left of the playground. Oh, I can flip through there like this. That's cool. There's the back of the school. And it still sits out there in the subdivision. There's a picture of me, Laura. Like, I want to see that. Yeah. So now it's Marengo Lodge 138. Hawthorne School District 165. The sign is still there. They just used the building. So that's that one. I could probably go back to Holcombville and do a little slideshow presentation there too. What's this next saying? They say the old Sycamore Central School, now the administration building for the school, is haunted by the old principal. She threw herself off the second floor balcony. Holy crap. All right. Intrigued? I'll have to go out to Sycamore and do a little more hunting out that way. Good information. Right, let me see this. Yeah, so this is the Holcombville. This is where we got the little girl saying, let's play. Saw that one already. So, yeah, we are standing back here. Oh, really, Nick? She jumped in front of the kids? Wow. Yeah, so you can see there's nothing around here. There's no little person. And that voice was real close. I was like, I heard it, and I was like, it didn't faze me, like something was saying something. I went back, I'm like, wait a second. Was that I didn't expect it. I was like, is that a voice capture? Man, that's a cool pick, actually. So that's... Too bad that... It's an interesting pick. All right, so that's what you were told by old students. Okay. Yeah, so there you go. There's Holcombville School. Showed that one. All right. So yeah, cast the first stone. So I'm assuming, Laura, you're not joining me? My mother worked in the building for over a decade. Does she know the person that jumped? Yeah, what year was this? I'll have to research that one. That's kind of interesting. No. All right, so we'll have to research that more. So Nick is out there chit-chatting with me and Laura. Uh, so Laura's afraid that she will burn our eyes if she comes on live. So let's see. Alden, Illinois. I'm going to go back to the lab. See if I can find some lab stuff here. Oh, time's flying, man. It's already 8:17. Adventures. Let's go back to Sycamore. I wonder if I have pictures of the pirate ship and stuff that I was talking about before. Nope. I have a Berry Bistro. There was a bistro out there. I don't know. One of the things that happened there was so it's Geneva is basically all that downtown stuff is all like these high-end bistro type places and craft stores and resale shops and gem stores they have out there, coffee, tea stores. Well, there's on 3rd Street and Barry, I want to say. There's a mall, and then it started with one of the original homes, and one of the homes had a lady who had passed there. It was the Berry House is what it was called, sorry. And the person that died there had a bunch of cats. I think I have the picture here, or the obit, or the article. Come on. "1901, found dead in bed. There are a few incidents that grate harder on the nerves than the report that one has been found dead, and the news last Friday that Bridget Delia Milan was so found. While scarcely unexpected, was no less horrifying, especially since the condition of the body indicated that she had been dead for days, if not weeks. Nothing was developed at the inquest that gave any light of the subject, though some think the door of her house was seen open about 2 weeks before the discovery. Miss Milan was peculiar for several years before her death, refusing to have anything to do with any of her relatives or former acquaintances and neighbors. The only sign of life about the house for weeks being the smoke from her fire. So great was her aversion to anything in Geneva that she bought all her groceries at Batavia or St. Charles and would often be gone days at a time. About $600 was found in one of her dressers so that she did not suffer from lack of expected, such as voluntary. Her sister in Chicago tried to do something for her, but like such people, generally, she had more mistrust of those who were nearest her than anybody else." Interesting. So this person here, she also had cats. And I remember Tim and I were in the main floor of this building, and I got the impression of a cat. I had the impression that the stairway was going the opposite way, and a cat came down and walked towards me. So I wrote down in my notebook, "cat," and I put it in my pocket. So then later on, George and Mark were in another section of the building, and they actually, they were doing something on the other side of the building. So when we kind of grouped back up, George was talking about how he was not, I guess, provoking, saying, something about a cat, like they were saying, "Oh, the cat's here" or something. And I didn't know he was talking about that. And then I'm just sitting there dumbfounded, and Tim looks at me and goes, Dean, your notebook? And I'm like, what? Oh, yeah. And I showed George the word cat that I had written. He's like, no way. But some interesting stuff there. And not too much evidence, maybe a slight dog-eared voice capture where you really have to pay attention and listen to the tone change, and that could be caused by early recorders too, but nothing kind of stands out at this one other than I wrote down the fat cat. But also too is their credit card machine went off at a certain time during the night. Made Tim and I jump a little bit, so that was one of the things. So that was Berry Bistro. So look at me spinning the wheel of fortune here. Spinning. There's Nauvoo. Did we do anything in Nauvoo, Laura, as far as haunted stuff? But this place was crazy. Nauvoo, if you haven't been out there, I believe that cemetery is open 24 hours. I think that's the only one. But it's in an old Mormon town. If you're familiar with that, they kind of got chased out of Nauvoo. The Smith family, Joseph Smith Sr. and Lucky Mac Smith Family Foundation, joining the cooperative effort which Community of Christ to expand public access to the cemetery. The foundation funded the beautification of the cemetery and also funds its ongoing maintenance. So that's a dedication there. And that's all the people that are buried there. The cemetery is part of the original homestead owned and occupied by Joseph and Emma Smith and their children. Joseph's parents, Joseph Smith Sr. and Lucy Mack Smith, also lived here with them. Like others of their day, they set aside a part of their property for the burial of family members and close friends. Members of the Smith family buried here as well. So nice little sign here. So this kind of gives you an idea of what they were doing. At the bottom there it says, the Smith family and their early Latter-day Saints, they died as they lived in full faith and confidence in the restored gospel established through the son Joseph. Was there a miss in the cemetery? Did I see one? Did you see one? Could have been my cursor. So that's kind of like the nice cemetery. And the homes, and I know when we drove by there, people were walking around in clothing, in costume, or maybe that's how they dress normally, but they were still in that period clothing. Yeah, there's a bunch of these signs out there. Love that is stronger than death. Get the Mississippi River back there. Yeah, it overlooks the river, which is cool. So here's a tree. Do we get any faces up there? One kind of looks like a face right there, don't it? Little pareidolia. Going back to one of our earlier shows with the Huguenot Cemetery tree, the spirit tree. That's why you see me always taking pictures of trees. And another one, and another one, and another one. Here's Emma's grave. Arthur's. Eve's. Oh, there's a Thompson in there. Others. I'm an other. Robert B. Thompson. Oh, here's Laura again. Nice fire pit. Look at that. Look at us paranormal picking. Well, oh, I don't know where Nick is. He hasn't joined yet. There's a well. The homestead. Did we get a picture of any of the people walking around? Yeah, all these little homes. Oh, you can see the river back there too, I think. Or is that the road? No, that's the road. The Nauvoo house. In 1841, church members were commanded to build 2 houses, a house for the Lord, the Nauvoo temple, and a house for man to be known as the Nauvoo house. It was to be a delightful habitation for man and a resting place for the weary traveler. And I know recently when I was out there, a lot of these homes are being rebuilt into either most likely Airbnbs. So I think I have a visitor coming on. Give me a thumbs up.
I'm up.
Hey, what's up?
I'm using my phone, so I've never done this, but remember last time my computer was kind of wonky, so.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I'm blind as a bat. I can't see shit, though, so. Out. I'm on the phone. I'm on the radio show. Out. Shut my door.
Get out of here.
Fucking kids. I swear to God. Soul tips. I got them for you. Sorry. The show just lightened up a little bit, everybody. Hello.
Right?
Yeah. No
Laura's
makeup.
on. Laura's on 2 seconds later.
F-bombs are dropping.
F-bombs in the first 2 seconds. Laura's here.
Hide your children.
Hide the children, yeah.
Hide your husbands and your children, people.
Oh my
Just
gosh.
kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Yep,
Yeah.
the show just lightened up. As we're talking about the Nauvoo house and the
Oh, I remember
the
that
Mormons.
place.
Yeah.
That was walking into a different world.
Yeah, they were like dressed in period clothing and stuff. They were like walking around, like sweeping the front porch.
Yeah, like they lived there like 24/7. Like, where are we, Dean?
Like, oh,
what door did we come through?
yeah, like what time of the day do you sweep the porch? Really? I mean, oh, I gotta go sweep the porch. Be right back. You know, and the fact that you have to sweep a little stoop, and we see it. That's like a split second. You know.
Probably before your husband came through the door, so everything looked nice and perfect for him.
That's right. As it should be.
Shut up. Did you read that 1950s book, How to Be a Proper Housewife? I got your proper housewife right here.
Look at this. There's 2 doors on the very top right here. Imagine climbing that.
Yeah, what's all that about?
I don't know.
No screens either, doesn't look like.
An orb.
Oh wait, why am I sideways on your? I realize you can see me on the computer. I was. Oh,
Oh, I
I'm
don't know.
lagging. That's why. I didn't know
Oh,
I was
yeah.
on your computer.
Oh, too funny. Look at your
So
phone,
I'm lagging.
not Facebook. Yeah,
Well,
there's a
everybody
little
else is
delay.
at Facebook.
Give
Alcohol, lighters, nail
give her a
polish.
chance, people. Give her a chance. She'll get acclimated. Here's a cool sign. Nauvoo's Old Cemetery, 1848 to 1954. And I know people can read it, but if somebody's listening to it on audio, that's why I kind of read it aloud. So Nauvoo's Old
I
Cemetery
can't read it
sign.
at all.
Buried here are Captain James White, who purchased site of Nauvoo from the Indians, veterans of 3 wars, Mormon, God, Mormon, Icarian, Swiss, German, and other pioneers.
Okay.
That was a mouthful right there. Oh, look at that. Arrival time 11:11. There's that 11:11 there. That was funny.
Figure.
Got some sunset
You
stuff.
took a picture of that? Of course you did.
Of course I did. So welcome to the Wheel of Fortune. Are you Wheel of Fortune? Are you my Vanna wife?
I fucking wish I looked like her, but yeah, I will be.
It's almost like she's on the card here.
She taps the letters now. Oh. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Stop looking at the computer.
Sorry, it's freaking me out. I've never done this on the phone before. I'm like broke my video cherry video on my phone, Cherry. Is that how it goes?
Okay.
Sorry. Where's Nick tonight anyway?
I have no idea. He messaged me about the Wheel of Fortune stuff, and I don't know. I haven't heard from him since, so hopefully he's okay.
Start calling the hospitals.
Shit, don't even start
Please.
that.
I know. Cancel.
Anything can happen. So Wheel of Fortune. Remember we took a trip down to Henry
Yeah.
and stayed at this one house.
It's where I met Jackson Montgomery from All My Children, Walt Willie.
No, was that the same time? No.
Yeah. Yes. We had an investigation before.
All right, let me bring that one up because that's Troy.
Look like shit in those pictures. Please don't bring those up. I mean, that was like day after investigating, no shower, no makeup, fat, hungry, tired, wanting to go home. No.
Yeah, so what's his name?
Walt Willie.
Walt Willie from Days of Our Lives.
No, from All My Children.
All My Children.
Yes.
And so we're in Troy Grove, and they're having the Wild Bill Hickok Fest. And Walt Willie plays Wild
what
Bill.
Fest?
Wild Bill Hickok.
Okay. Never mind him being juvenile. Okay. They were.
And he plays Wild Bill. And you were like a fangirling.
Oh, all I did was hear his voice on the PA.
You heard his voice, and you're like, yeah, I know that voice.
Yeah, I'm like, that's Jackson Montgomery from All My Children. That's Walt Willie. I know who that is. I've been watching him for 30 years on TV. You're like, calm down. I'm like, I can't help it. Yeah, it's pretty
James
exciting.
Butler, Wild Bill Hickok. This was back in 2008. This is when Tim and I went out there. Pioneer of the Great Plains, born here May 27th, 1837. Not too many people know that Wild Bill Hickok is from Troy Grove, Illinois, which is not too far from here. Of course, what happened is that he was in a fight when he was 16, and the kid fell in the water, and he thought the kid had died, and then he ran away thinking that he was going to be charged with murder at 16, and he just disappeared. And of course, later on, Deadwood and all that other stuff, but it ended up where the kid actually did not die or drown, so he wasn't a murderer after all at that point. So
I'd forgotten about that. So he was on the run for basically nothing, but
well, he turned into this Wild Bill guy, and he was assassinated at Deadwood, as we know, August 2nd, 1876. Served his country as a scout and a spy in the western states to preserve the Union in the Civil War. Equally great were his services on the frontier as express messenger and upholder of law and order.
Wow. So he went from this upstanding guy to thinking he did something wrong, was on the lam.
Well, he later found out that he wasn't, but he's already established himself. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, a couple early Dean and Tim shots. I don't even like. Look at me clashing with the camo and the stripes. See, I'm laughing at myself here.
Oh and my God, you're wearing a striped shirt. Shut up.
And
I've never seen you in a striped shirt.
That's a memorial.
Take it away. Next.
Yeah. So they did get a, what do you call those heads? The statue heads? Mask? Not the mask. Busks, thank you.
Come on, like you couldn't remember that word? Please.
Damn handsome. Wild Bill Hickok, there you go. So let's see here. James Butler, Wild Bill Hickok, was born May 27th in a house that stood on this block. His parents, William A. and Polly Butler Hickok, settled in Troy Grove, then called Homer. In 1836, after living for a time at Tonica, then called Bailey's Point. Here, William operated a store until it failed when he moved his growing family to a farm north of town. On William's death in 1852, the family moved back into Troy Grove. Young James worked to help support the family until about 1856 when he left Troy Grove for Kansas territory and set out on the path that would bring him fame. William A. Hickok supported anti-slavery efforts, and his homes were said to have served as stops on the Underground Railroad that aided African Americans fleeing from buildings. So there you go. That's the old home.
Look in the freezer.
Get a nice paint job there. There's Wild Bill. So there's the bust.
No, okay. So I'm seeing it on my phone different than the computer. There's the bust. You know, I'm surprised people aren't like rubbing his nose like the Lincoln statue.
Like they're picking it.
He's got a big old Italian schnoz there.
Me and Wild Bill, man. Come on. What are you laughing at, Laura?
I'm kind of asshole. That's what
You laugh at me. That's what you get.
Damn.
Yeah. Nick says it's best right here. This I'm bringing up right here. Wild Dean.
See, when it was a picture of you There's a picture of you and him. What I had going through my head was Insane Clown Posse homies. I know. Again, birth control. And then, really? God, why are you being such an asshole to me? I logged on.
Look at that.
I look like a man.
It's Wheel of Fortune. Uh-oh.
Well, where's the fucking fortune? Because that's not it.
Right here. Walt Willie. Here's your Walt Willie.
Yeah. He was kind of a dick, though. If I remember.
He said hi.
Yeah, but, I was a fan of his for 30 years. And, like, after that meeting, he just, like, turned around and dismissed me. And, like, you ain't that big of a fucking star, douchebag. Okay, you were on a soap opera. Please, you ain't no rock star. Okay, well, that was a pretty nice. Back. It's going to be my Christmas card this year.
Yeah. Look at you. You're like smitten. You're like smitten right now. You're like this.
My dad, he's dead 20 years. 30 years.
And I heard your name, and I'm like, wait a minute.
My name's Dean, by the way, before you get into that. All the nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I am so thrilled to meet you. Can I get a picture?
Sure.
I'm next to Walt Willie.
I said sad because Dad and I used to watch all my children together. And I was like, look at who I just met. He was like, shut up. I'm like, I know.
You sent it to who?
My dad.
Oh.
They used to watch the show together. He'd come home in his lunch hour.
Yeah, and then they did this little reenactment thing too. I hope they do it this year. Actually, I think it passed already, right? I think it passed already. So next year.
Probably.
Hopefully they do it next year.
Yeah, we're in October now. The summertime stuff is gone.
But it was cool because they did like they did have a cemetery tour back there too. Behind there, they told stories, remember? And let me speed up here. Oh yeah, Lisa played Dino. Troy Grove Cemetery. More tree picks. But yes, remember?
Yeah.
Cemetery tour.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can hear this. Probably not because I have my headphones on. He was passionate, that guy, didn't he?
All those people who do those imitations of the dead at the tours seem pretty passionate.
Yeah. So
When we went to the one in Galena.
Yeah, so this ain't that far out here, guys. If you ever look at this kid with the hat flying off. What the hell? That's a good pick. I got him right in mid motion there, either losing it or trying to flip it on. And the green socks. I want green socks.
I'll let you have them only if you wear sandals with them.
Is there any other way?
Just wanted to make sure you knew the rules.
And here's the Hickocks. Yeah, it's not that far.
No, wasn't there like is that the place where we had those delicious peaches?
That was Henry. That was Henry. See, that's what I was saying. This is Troy Grove. Henry was the one we did the house investigation, and I used the tuning forks out there. And then they had, and then, so then I left a bunch of crayons in the room with the kids, for the kids, and then just set up cameras, and we left there. We had what? Because it was the birthday party.
Yeah, you got crayons and paper, like
it was the kid, the real kid's birthday. And he was saying that there are other kids there. And since it was his birthday, I left like 7 little papers there and says, if there's any spirits here that want to wish so-and-so a happy birthday, write it on, use the crayons and stuff. So we left that there for them to wish the kid a happy birthday. Because I think they were moving or something. Mm-hmm. And yeah, because they had their house pretty cleaned out. And then, so we stayed there the night and then investigated. And then the next morning, that's when we left and we went into the center town and found that, of all things, they had a little craft show in the square there. And that's when the guy, and that's when that individual had the fresh peaches. So yeah, that's what I found. Yeah, I had found tuning forks at Savers, and I got like this whole set. I got this whole set for like $3. And these things are pretty pricey.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Out.
So that's the house there.
All right, thank you. Go out. Lock the door.
Yeah, Crocs. Green socks and Crocs, Nick says.
I know I'm seeing him on here and he's like, Jesus, there's your Willie.
So this is the house in Henry. This is the one you're thinking about.
Okay.
And Henry's further down than
That's the one where my air
Troy
mattress
Grove.
just friggin' deflated when I laid. God, that sucked.
Yep. You woke up on the floor. Oh God. Don't ever paint the interior this color. That color's upstairs here. But that's my control center there. Yeah, see, and this is where this
like that. Oh my God.
I mean, it's a nice house. This is where I left the paper on the floor with the crayons. So yeah, you can see that was pretty bare. Oops.
I missed it. I was looking at the computer.
A nice fireplace. No, it was just a picture of you.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I got through it real quick. Oh, and there's another one. I think we tried to figure out what that button was for. It's like, what is that?
You push it. No, you push it. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Glasses and hair up. Yeah, thanks, Dean. I'm never jumping on here again.
Yeah. I would still show the pictures.
Incriminating ones that I better just shut my mouth about and go on with. Okay, so anyway.
It's the couch. There's me reviewing evidence, all serious like. Holy Trinity water. Cherry Holy Trinity water. That's that little space up there, little crawl space.
That's cool. Why did you say craw or crawl?
I say crawl. Crawl
Like
space.
a crawfish?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it's called a crawl space, meaning you can't
Yeah, but
stand up.
I have a southern. I learned from my relatives how to speak, and they're all from Arkansas and stuff. So it carries over into me. I'm a Southern boy at heart, apparently. I mean, that speech. I'm a Southern boy enunciating. There you go, Marley's mellow mood. So that's the next morning, and then we walked down by the river. That's a cool pic.
It was a nice, very quiet, peaceful area.
Turkey buzzards. Uh-oh. You'll get mad at me. Oh, God. Good thing I canceled out of here.
That one's not bad.
I was trying to look for the... I don't think we got pictures of the square there. I was trying to get a picture of the square. Yep, nothing really. I think we found the cemetery because there's some cemetery pictures here.
Better not be the one in question.
No.
God.
Oh, here's one. This is the sign you want to see when you go to a cemetery. I spun the wheel and this is what I landed on. No emission. Sunset to sunrise. Keep pets off cemetery property. Beware of snakes.
That's right. Beware of snakes. Oh my God.
Beware of snakes.
That's the second time I've seen that at a cemetery.
Nick's. I can see Nick right now saying, Dean, we're taking a road trip because I want that sign. Grass cats? Is that what snakes are? Grass cats?
I've never heard that term before. It's funny.
I could totally see him saying, yep, let's go get that sign. Yeah. Let's see if there's any snakes here. Notice where we're standing with the picture. Did we go in? Let me see here.
Yeah, I think we went in.
Yeah, by car.
It still counts. I mean,
So you know it's a Catholic cemetery because when they have a memorial out there, that's it's Catholic because they have to have a place to pray. Here, I just noticed that this banner's still on here with me.
I didn't realize that, but you're right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they always have some place to go and pay your respects and pray.
At our Catholic hospital up here, they have the same thing. They have like a, like kind of like, I don't want to say grotto, but you step down and there's like a waterfall and some places to sit and reflect and pray.
Right. That's a cool one. Look at that. It's a nice stone. Oh, I even got a close up of it. Zum. Name your kid Zum.
Especially of images that have to do with trees and or bark. And he's actually won a couple of awards at a place in, I think it's Geneva, Illinois, or is it St.
Who's this? Who are you talking about? You're cutting in and out. Are you gone? Is she gone? And here's Geneva reference again.
Uh-oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you hear me or did I?
I don't know what happened. I think he went away.
Oh yeah, Nick says I'm gone. Okay, I'm going to repeat it. Dean has taken some really good photographs of trees and bark, and he's actually won 2 awards for a photography contest where the images have to be completely naturescapes. And the ones he took were great, but they're not even his best work, which he keeps that hidden. But he's really good at finding images in bark, whether it's on the ground or on a tree.
I found the one.
It's amazing. He just like sees it and he snaps a picture. You're like, holy shit, look at that. And he's been put up against some pretty good talent. He's won twice. I think the only 2 times he won both.
Sorry. Where's my little light here? And let there be light. So yeah, I just moved this today. This was one of them. Hope the light. No, that doesn't work anyway.
Oh, that's the alligator one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a church by where Dean used to live, and there's a small cemetery across, and we were there right at the end of winter on the cusp of spring where there still was some snow, and bark had fallen off of this tree, and it had fallen away that it looked like an alligator in the water, and it was
Oh, it
so
didn't. It didn't just look like when I was walking through there. I jumped when I saw
it was really cool. And you won an award for that photo.
I called it Barkagator or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it was yeah.
And that's
This
not
is-
even your
Yeah,
That's
this
not
is
even
not the
the coolest
one I won.
one.
I don't think this is the one. I didn't win first prize
Yes.
on that one. I
Well,
won
you won
first prize on the one with the Guardian.
But haven't you only entered that contest twice and you've won twice? Both times you've won?
Three times I entered
Three
it.
times?
And I
Okay,
got-
so one time you didn't win?
Notable. She made a page just of my work. Everything that I sent in, she liked all my work, so she made a page for just my pictures.
God, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you're probably in a book.
And it's actually that gem store in Geneva that I was talking about that was just down the street from the Berry Street house.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's called,
Amanda's on. Hi, Amanda. Oh, I like how
Hi,
this light
Amanda.
lights up there. I like how the light is now.
it's called
Crystal light.
yeah, Crystal Light. It's a
So
really
yeah, it's 9:00, and well, it's getting close to 9:00, and we did a full episode of Wheel of Fortune.
with Laura in her pajamas, no makeup, and just out of the shower. So, yay! So you owe me. Well, I just hope it doesn't like make your scar your viewers. What this is what I was trying to say, not scare, but yeah, I don't know where Nick is, but he's gonna owe us dinner.
At where? The China House?
Yes.
we gotta invite Nick, the other Nick, with us too.
Okay. He's not
We'll
always
have That'd be a good idea. We'll grab Nick and Mark, and we'll all hang out at the China House, man.
God, that place is so good.
Nick actually lived closer to it before. He was actually closer to the Crossroads house. And since Nick's part of the audience, we actually, his house, we used
food. Nick just said food.
I crave substance. And so, yeah, he lived close to the Crossroads house, and Nick's house was the first house we did we tested the reverse machine out on. And we actually got some pretty good hits there, if I do recall. And Nick, when we bring Nick on, he's gonna join us on one of these shows and talk about his past in paranormal, his future in paranormal, and something that him and I did a paranormal pick a couple months ago or a month ago down in Ottawa. So we want to present that. But we'll also, Nick, if you get a chance, we can go over all the stuff that you have on display or used to have on display at your house, like bricks from certain places, including the Bell Witch cave. And Laura, I brought up the fact that Loretta Lynn did die, and that was part of our Bell Witch story. So get ready for our Bell Witch story. I'm probably saving that towards the end. You're not talking. Hold on. You're muted. You muted yourself. You got to unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, how the hell that happened? I was just gonna say the Bell Witch thing. I'm so envious about Steve Literal being part of that. That's really cool. That was, whether you believe in the story or not, that was a hell of a fun trip and a really neat place to go.
Yeah, and from that beginning, the rest of the trip just kind of just was like. So can't wait to tell that
crazy.
story. Can't wait to tell that story. But Nick says it's a brick from Poveglia, Italy. So there you
Oh,
go.
you went to Poveglia Island, Nick?
And soil.
Damn, dude. That's totally jealous. That's supposed to be one wicked haunted place.
Your sister went and brought you back some treasures.
Probably soil from her front yard. Fuck, I forgot.
Yeah.
Here's some soil from Poveglia.
She says she lived. He said she lived there. So there you go.
Oh, damn. Well, no,
So yeah, it probably was from her front yard. She lived there.
Well,
Hey, who
Nick,
said this?
I'm sure
I have. Who has lovely wood? Well, who said that back there? What's going on there?
Nick probably remember. Nick probably remembers Morgan Cottage in Mantino.
Oh yeah. Well, he was on TV. That's every time he's on TV, it's from there.
That's right. Now, I saw that Scared Most Haunted or whatever, and it wasn't him this time, but I actually have part of a brick from there.
A part of a brick?
Yeah. I had to, because the building was falling apart, and I just loved that building so much. I found a piece of brick and I took it with me. I blessed it and cleansed it, but yeah, I've never taken anything before, but I loved that place.
Cool.
I think that's the first thing I ever said to Nick when I met him was like, Nick, weren't you on TV talking about Morgan Cottage and Mantino on World's Most Haunted Places or something? I think I said something like that to him. I think it was at Oddfest, as a matter of fact.
He says he has bricks from there too. He's agreeing with you.
Sweet. Okay, well, do you want me to sign off so you can go ahead and promote what's coming up?
Just next week, hopefully. We got another next episode of Paranormal Pickers. On the next episode of Paranormal Pickers. Let's see. We do need to do... Yeah, this is episode... I didn't even announce this show. Episode 10, The Wheel of Fortune. And... just closing down my stuff here. Paranormal 2, Wheel of Fortune. The next one's going to be The Hanged Man. So I know Nick should be part of that. Nick Hansen. Because he's going to get hanged.
Not the tongue. It's about to get hanged, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the hung man, it's the hang man. Speaking of which, if you get a chance,
go ahead.
Speaking of which, if you go on YouTube, I have episodes 1, 2, 3, and I just uploaded episode 4 of season 2. Also, episode 9 is up there already, and that's the one with Jeff Mudgett, the hermit. But the other 4 are...
Really good episode.
Yeah, and I just watched The Empress, and the last part of that is hilarious.
The High Priestess one, was that the first one with Victoria?
Yeah.
That was freaking hilarious. I would recommend tune into that Because you never even did get into what she does for a living and her gifts. All you laugh about sit through the entire show was hilarious.
Well, we had her
Oh,
pop on. We had her pop on for the Emperor, actually, what it was. So the Empresses is with Sarah and Kathy, and I edited and watched it like 2 times, and I was like intrigued because it's like about witches and the knowledge and the storytelling. I mean, I watched that show back to back in 2 days. I mean, there's nothing on TV.
you know what though? You guys have a great dynamic together. You all fit really well together. You communicate great. You're not like talking over each other. It just flows beautifully, and it's knowledgeable and hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah,
Well, money.
thank you. Yeah.
Like money, but yeah, it was great. So I hope people tune in.
It's fun, and that's the fact of the matter. Friends, fun, money doesn't fit in there. But the latest one, the Emperor was we had Victoria enter in at the end of the show, and it was you got to watch the ending. It was hysterical. Hysterical. So that one I just uploaded, the Emperor, and then I have other ones to upload. It takes a little bit to edit, but I'll get there sooner or later. Because I got to get to the Lovers. That was Sylvia Schultz was on there with Sarah. We had 2 shows of the Chariot, and then we had Strength with Dale, and then Justice with Mike Arians not too long ago.
Yeah, and back to the one with Jeff Mudgett. If people watch the show later, tune into that one because he drops a couple of bombs that have not been made public anywhere except for on your show.
Yep.
So,
and watch for his free link to get his book for.
Don't tell them. Make them watch the show. That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
they have to watch, but they have to watch this one to get that information. And the people that are watching it, I wanted them to get it for free because these are my friends.
Okay. I'm whatever you say. Okay, just next Tuesday, hit me up at 6:00 so I have time to like did my hair and all that beforehand.
Well,
It's going to be a no-show.
I'll tell you what, I enjoyed today because I left my phone at home and I didn't miss it one bit.
Oh.
That's why I couldn't get any information. I just came home, signed on, and
No wonder I didn't hear from you. Okay.
I left my phone at home, and to be honest, it didn't bother me.
You know what?
It bothered me at all.
It's like, it's freeing. It's like, oh, well.
It's like old times, man. I was like, oh my God, this is how it used to be when I was a...
Before answering machines? Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, I could totally live without a phone, I think. I think I prefer it.
I bet
you look around. I could totally do it.
I don't think you could. I couldn't give you a 1-week challenge and you couldn't do it.
A 1-week challenge without the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Who's shaving mustaches? What's going on? Amanda's shaving what? All right, so she says, hey there, I'm not usually up this late. There's nothing on TV. I wish I could catch you all every week. And she says, I only mention TV because you said, haha. And then remind me as well. Oh, that's Nick. And then Amanda says, I got to go shave my mustache now. Not kidding.
What is that, Nick? That is a code name for a body part or like a real mustache? I don't want to know. I'm
No,
going
that
to give
was
her
Amanda.
a call afterward. I know. I know what you mean.
Oh, she went like this. There's an emoji like this, I believe.
Oh, yeah. It's on there. Okay.
So I guess I shouldn't have said anything.
She put it out there.
Sorry, Amanda, I didn't say nothing about your mustache.
No, she did. I can't tell what that emoji is, but
It's on the phone over here. It looks like a So on that note,
it's fine. She's such a trooper.
I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out every week. We'll have new episodes, new stories to tell. Thanks for dealing with the Wheel of Fortune today. It spun like crazy. It went all over the place. Laura, thank you. Laura White. I actually changed your name there. I don't know if you saw that. Because I'm Dean.
Oh, because Vanna White.
Dean Worley will be back in 2 and 2. Yeah. Laura White and Dean Worley. This is the original team for Wheel of Fortune.
Woolery. No wonder
Woolery.
I did. Wool. I got you.
Woolery.
Sweet.
2 and 2.
That's funny. I already know my name for the next time that I'm going to be on, if it fits with the tarot card. So,
Well, if you're going to do Bell Witch, you got to think of a name for that one. I have a few.
I'm sure you do. Okay, I'm going to say goodnight. So, thanks for letting me pop on and lab. And thanks for everybody being in the chat room.
As we go off into the land, I need to come up with like this closing. As we now enter the realm, where we must leave the zone.
I have the perfect closing.
Okay, go ahead.
You need to have a fan, and you got to go. We got to go now. It's time to step into the light, Caroline, with the fan.
Oh, like.
Well, it'll go through the fan, you know, like the poltergeist.
I can get my.
Now you just look like a fucking coal miner. Oh, but then again, she did die today. She was a coal miner's daughter, so it does work.
Oh, how ironic. Loretta, come talk to me.
Love Loretta Lynn. She's the sweetest thing. Okay. I'm going to jump off of here, guys. So.
All right. Thanks, Laura, for jumping in.
You're very welcome. Nice seeing everybody online. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right. Good night.
All right. Bye.
Good night, everyone. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next week for episode something. Peace. Oh, hey. Wow. Oh, hey, everyone. It's Dean from Paranormal Pickers. Oh, I got the preview for the next episode. Oh, yeah. Here, take a peek.